Today we're going to explore other functionality in Proxmox. The last time we left Proxmox-NUT UPS software, and today we're going to update Debian. We're going to update the VirtIO drivers, a new version has come out, and in the process we'll be looking at snapshots. Proxmox is loaded, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to update Proxmox. Since it is my approach that whenever I'm doing such an update at the Debian, at the OS level, to switch off any VMs, I'm going to shut down my VM. Not all updates require that you reboot the server, but I have a periodic check whereby I go and check for updates myself, and in the process I like to switch off all the VMs. So I go into shell, apt update, I'm going to upgrade the same. You should, when we're going to do some of the tasks today, have backed up your VMs. Whenever you do these upgrades, it is imperative that you test, and in environments where you're replicating the VMs, you do one environment, and then after you verify that everything is okay, you do the other. The upgrade has taken place. I'm exiting out from here and I'm rebooting. See you after the reboot. The VM is up, and now we're going to download the VirtIO drivers. When we first did this, it was version 0.1.248. Now if I go into latest, you will see that we are on 0.1.262-2. I'm going to download the ISO, and we'll meet again after the ISO has downloaded. Sadly, there doesn't seem to be a changelog made available by the good folk at Fedora. It means that what changes have been made are technically impossible to trace. I was told that this used to happen, but it has stopped. We're going to go into our VM. We're going to take a snapshot. And here we have the option. In the show notes, I included a link to Wikipedia to explain what a snapshot is. When you take a snapshot, you can do so either with the VM running, or in my case, I'm going to take a snapshot with the VM in a shutdown state. If you're familiar with VMs and most of the images being shared here, I'm using snapshots. I've tried this a couple of times on the VMware image, which is shared, and then I go back to where I left to try to smoothen out this HowTo. With the machine switched off, I go into snapshot, I take snapshot, click the button next snapshot, I choose a label, and if you put a space, the snapshot button grays out, and I have a description which I am pasting here. I take a snapshot. Since the machine is in a stop state, snapshots tend to be very quick. You will see the snapshot with the date, the time. RAM, no, because the machine is off. Having done that, I'm going to go into hardware and load the ISO. I download it into my VM, and I'm going to start the same. The console, maximize the screen in, and before we start, I'm going to go into device manager. I'm going to pick network adapter, which is a VirtIO driver. I'm going to go to driver, and you will see that the driver version is 194.104.248. Close that and install the updated version. Next, accept, next, and next, and next. If you need to revert back to an earlier version, you can't install the earlier version on top of a newer version. You have to uninstall the later version and then do a fresh install of the older version you want to go back to. That's complete. And now we're going to restart, logging in, device manager, and go back, work adapters, properties, and you will see that now from 248 we went to 262. After you do an update, always check that everything is working fine. I've had situations, for example, where after updated to later VirtIO, something didn't work. In one case, it was the network. Wasn't much of a hassle. I just had to go out into the Proxmox console, choose hardware, find the network, and reset it. And everything worked well without much problem. I'm finished with my CD. I'm going to shut down my VM, and once the VM is shutting down, I'm going to touch base with the snapshots we took. If we look at the screen, we have snapshot we took here. I can remove it. A snapshot is a more at the metadata level. The core machine is shared by all snapshots. The differences are the only thing that are retained between snapshots. So if you have a complete disaster, one part gets corrupted, it could impact all your snapshots. Snapshots and backups are two different technologies. If you've done with your snapshot, you can remove it. If something goes wrong, you can roll back to it. Once you roll back to it, every change you've done after the snapshot is wiped out. Anyone who downloads the torrent with the various snapshots we have to try that themselves. Thank you for joining in our sixth part. If you would like to download the torrent, in the show notes you will get a torrent file with the latest image. If you would like to share that torrent and keep it alive, it helps. And if you would like to contribute a module yourself, a snapshot yourself, covering a particular topic, you can make contact with me and we can arrange how to go about doing it. Thank you. Till next time.